More people watching. Cause y'all, Welcome to Detroit Book City's SPEAKEASY Black History Month celebration. We are so glad to be here, to be alive, and to be talking to you guys today from the bookstore. You're tuning in tonight to a poetry night, spoken word. You're going to meet some local Detroit authors. I just want to say that we are so proud to represent this event today. The past, the present, the future of Black voices and Black literature. And while we honor this important month, we also celebrate Black history all year long. So this evening, we are extremely inspired and grateful to host our SPEAKEASY Honoring Black History Month event featuring local Detroit book authors and poets. Yes, they're both. We have a very talented group of women who will perform, and the roster includes, first, let me mention that Renika Kelly Boyd will not be with us this evening. Unfortunately, she had a family emergency, so we're going to lift her up in prayer. But we do have three other ladies that's coming out tonight, and that's Lauren Tate. Lauren is the author of Fragments of a Full Memory. And she's also the author of Hear Me Now. So you'll meet her. You'll also meet Takea. Hi, Takea. Takea's in the audience. She is the author of Watching Myself Die. She's a brand new author. Her book was published on February 22. And also we have Domini Henson. Some of you may know her. She is the author of Journey to Self-Love, Poems of Pain, Growth, and Healing. So before we get started, because I'm looking at time and I'm making sure we stay on track here, I know our first person is supposed to be on at 6:20, so we have a little time to wait. So let's get to know Janice in Detroit Book City. Have you guys been here? No? Okay, I'm listening to the audience. Anybody been here before? All right, we'll let you guys see who's in the audience real soon. So we do have a listening audience here. We have a listening audience online. This presentation today is being videotaped, so it's being recorded, so you can replay it later if you want to watch some of the performers again. But before we get started, I want to share something with you. First of all, we're Detroit Book City. We've been around since 2017. We're in our 5th year. We host the annual African American Family Book Expo every year. And we just hosted our 6th annual, so we're proud of that. But we also host the book fairs 3 other times during the year, featuring local authors too. So keep track of us. If you haven't joined us on Facebook, make sure you like our Facebook page. Make sure you like our Instagram page, and we're also on LinkedIn. So yes, we're on all platforms, so you can't miss us, Detroit Book City. But my husband and I opened up this establishment because we want to share knowledge with the city of Detroit, Metro Detroiters, people all over, because people all over have been to our store, believe it or not. When we first opened up, we were on Greenfield in Southfield, and we were there for 3.5 years, and of course the pandemic hit, and we had to close out and put all our stuff in storage, and but guess what? We're back. We are back by popular demand. We are over here on Southfield Road. Now we're in Lathrop Village, 27260 Southfield Road, 2 blocks north of I-696. So make sure you come over here. This is a community event, so I'm going to highlight the store a lot because I want you guys to come in here and look at all these books. You are going to be amazed when you come in here. I guarantee you will come back again and again. And when you walk out, you'll walk out with a bunch of information on other literature that you need to be turned on to. Okay. So there are some rare books in here, and we give out some really good information when you walk into our store. And most people, when they walk into our store, they walk out with a bundle of books because we are a new and used bookstore. So we got some great deals. But what does Black History mean? I mean, what is Black History Month? What does it mean to you? You know, what does it mean to me? I mean, where do we go when this month come around? You know, I have to be honest, I do celebrate it every year. You can see behind me, I have the Kwanzaa candles. It's just part of my makeup. It's part of my life. It's on my soul, you know, to celebrate Black history all year long. So I put together something just to kind of keep things moving along. Yes, I'm not a poet, I'm not an author. However, I am a bookstore owner and I'm a business owner as well. And I love history. So I wrote a little something that I would like to share with you and the world at Detroit Book City um, about what Black history means to me. Okay, here we go. Maybe I should put my glasses on. Platform. So have fun with us tonight. Don't be so tight. This is Saturday night. Get you a glass of wine. Loosen up, because we're loosened up here. We're loosened up on Saturday night. We have to kind of unwind a little bit. When you get a certain age, you have to kind of unwind, get out, relax. And so here it is. What does Black history mean to me? Black history is a time of reflection, to recognize and honor those who paved the way for me. There's a culmination of monumental achievements that's been hidden. May this month of reflection reveal more of these achievements and remind us of how beautiful Black culture is and how our past helped shape our present and our future. Black History Month is a time which re-energizes my feelings and my attitude year in and year out, all day long, to be honest, at this age. It's become a way of life for me. Reading and hearing about the struggles and successes of those who have gone before me sustains me to continually work to make my life and other lives more meaningful and productive. The movements, the inventions, the untold stories. Black History Month should remind us as a people to make even greater volumes of contributions to society and our community as a whole. It reminds us to have a greater appreciation for the struggle inherited. This month should remind us to salute the contributions, efforts, and selfless service our ancestors bestowed upon us. And so all year round, I applaud their excellence and I celebrate their legacies. That's what Black history means to me. All right. Did I get it wrong? That was good for amateur. I'm sorry, you guys. We are having fun. If you are just tuning in, this is Detroit Book City's SPEAKEASY honoring Black History Month celebration 2022. We are at our new store. We've been here for 3.5 weeks. We're excited. So we decided to host this event to get people to come out to see the store and to unwind and to really engage in what Black history means before we leave this this month of this 28 days in the month celebration of Black history. So I'm just hoping that when you tune in tonight and you learn and listen from our poets, and you will begin to celebrate Black history 365 days a year, because that's the only way you're going to be grounded and you're going to understand this thing called life. You have to know where you came from. You have to know. It feels in a void. It feels in that gray area, you know. It uplifts you. It reminds you of all the resilience that's in the Black culture. Just the things that our ancestors have gone through. They paved the way for me to even speak right here on this microphone. I'm grateful. I have a sense of gratitude that I practice every year. I practice every day. It's just embedded in me, the gratitude, because I feel like when I'm in that kind of space, energy, or that space, I see more things. I open up doors. So regardless of what we go through in life, we have to continue to be grateful and keep moving forward, personally and professionally. Don't sit down until you ready to go home. Just keep moving and shaking and doing things to help create more Black history, right? For our kids and our grandkids, right? We got to keep Black history. We don't want it to disappear. It's going to disappear if we don't share. Oh, sorry. We're recording from our Mac here, so just bear with us. So like I was saying, Black history is so important. And it's very imperative that we keep it in our culture. We keep it in generations to come, our kids, our grandkids. And, next time you're in front of them, ask them, what is Black history to you? Ask your children that. Ask your grandkids that. And if they do not have an answer, then you have some work to do. And it's okay. All right. We have to remember a lot of our history has been removed or, you know, uh, just disregarded. So it's important that this is the time. This is 2022. This is the time. This is the time to tap in, tune in, and turn on that light and remember what Black history. I mean, I can talk like this because I know Black history. Do I still have a lot to learn? Of course. That's why I opened up the bookstore so I can just sit here and read. I don't get to read all day. So let me just tell you that I don't, but I have a stack of books. Yes, I do. My husband would tell you, he's asking me all the time, are you going to shift these somewhere? So I have a stack of books and I just read wherever my heart leads me to. That's what I read, honestly. If you don't read a lot and you don't know where to start, think about a subject matter that you like and expound on that. Think about a subject matter that you like, whether you like skiing or you like playing tennis or you like crocheting, you like a little romance. That's the start. Is what's my interest? And then look for books that reflect those. And then as you read, it will take you into another zone, to another whole world of books, because you're going to want to expound on that, right? So yes, read. Reading is so important. Oh, it's imperative. And like I said, we have to really focus on the generation that's to come. That's coming. Generation Z. That's where we at. Generation Z is who we should be focusing on. So I'm not going to go any further because I'm excited about the performance we have tonight. Is Lauren Tate in the house yet? Oh, Lauren. Hey, Lauren. All right. Lauren is here, guys. Like I said before, she is the author of Fragments of a Full Memory and the author of Hear Me Now. You want to come forward? Come on up, Lauren. Lauren's coming up to the microphone. This is a fun event. Please sit back and have fun with us, guys. This is very informal, fun. We want you guys to know about Detroit Book City. We want you to know that we are the community bookstore. So please come over and visit us. I'm sure you'll have a great time here. So let's bring Lauren Tate to the mic. All right, guys. Lauren Tate.
Hello, everybody. This is so nice and intimate. Thank you. So I'm just really excited to be here in such a small little cute place. This is like helping the nerves of anything, So today, well, first of all, I am Lauren Tate, and I'm a self-published author on Amazon. And I recently published a collection of short stories titled Hear Me Now, about the relationship that Black women have with their natural hair and the situations that occur daily. And usually we get this phrase that says, when we're talking about our hair just out in public or in different situations, people always say, oh, it's just hair. And it's not. It's so much more than that. It's a part of our culture. And though our hair is not who we are, it is a big part of who we are. And so I wanted to explore that in this book. I wanted to explore that in just the short stories. Oh, you go. Okay. And so one of the ways that our history and our culture is passed down is through our grandmothers, and the way that we receive that in spoken word, right, and how we tell stories in our homes and in our culture. So the short story that I'm going to read today is just inspired by that, and so I'm going to share it with you guys. Okay, and I'm going to try to balance this too. And this is the book. Hear Me Now. Grandma's hands. Hold still. You're moving your head all around like it's falling off your neck, Grandma said, her heavy-handed hands gripping Jolene's ponytail as if to tame a horse. She forced Jolene's head back where she needed it to be. They sat in the family room, Grandma on the low seated couch with her granddaughter Jolene between her wrinkled legs. Jolene cringed her face up and pursed her lips so tightly they looked melted together. It hurts, she said. Well, I can't have you with the undone head and looking like a little boy. Now hold still, I say. It's almost over. Jolene had big wild curls all over her head, the thickest out of her sisters. Her curls swirled and zigzagged and looped. They had a mind of their own. Her hair engulfed her like a hurricane would a tiny house, leaving her an innocent victim to its all. Jolene's mama, Grandma's daughter, Darla, hated doing the girl's hair. And today she excused herself to the grocery store to pick up some food to cook dinner, but the fridge was already packed and Grandma cooked the dinner the night before. And it didn't matter to Jolene no how. Whoever did her hair, she hated getting it done. A clear box of hair accessories sat on the side of Jolene. Her fingers rummaged through the barrettes, ribbons, hair ties, grease, and combs, as if the stroke of an accessory would ease the tenderness of her scalp. Her grandma reached into the box and started to put in the colored hair ties for each section of hair, making multiple ponytails. She then greased her scalp in between the ponytails with some warm olive oil. Grandma took her hard bristle brush and smoothed the slight frizz in front of her head with the rest of her hair. Finally, Grandma made 4 thick twists in each ponytail and put a glittery blue barrette at the end to seal its curves. The process was repetition at its finest. To comb, to grease, to brush, to twist. Like music, working with black hair had a rhythm. Like ritual, Jolene and Grandma met every Saturday a day before church. Grandma, why do we have to get our hair done anyway? Can't we just leave it be? Jolene asked. No, we cannot, Grandma replied. Why not? Jolene turns towards her grandmother, an attractive woman with honey caramel skin, high cheekbones, with and almond-shaped eyes. Grandma had long, thick hair too, and she passed it down to all the girls in the family. Grandma's gray pressed hair hung far down her back, always swinging with dominance and mastery, ready to stake its claim. Because, Jolene, our hair is a gift passed down from our ancestors. It tells stories of where we've been, how far we've come, and history lies in these strands. Jolene sat and thought, our hair? History? She turned back around so Grandma could finish her hair. You see, Grandma started, almost as if she knew the question inside Jolene's head. Before our people were slaves, they were royalty, kings and queens of various tribes. Our hair told stories in the most magnificent designs. And some people may think that pretty was all it was. But from those styles, a person could tell if you were married or a widow, what tribe you were from, what status you had, and what family background existed. And when they brought Africans to America, the white men shaved our heads, removing our way to communicate and signify who we were to ourselves and each other, Grandma said. Why did the white men shave our heads? Because they wanted to take control of who we were. White folk wanted to tell our story. But now you tell our story, Grandma. That's right. So our hair reminds us of who we are? Jolene still questioned. Our hair also reminds us of what we have the power to be: creative, bold, royal, unique. Wow, said Jolene in amazement. Grandma quietly chuckled as she put the finishing touches on the last ponytail in the back. Now, look there. I'm all done, Grandma said, passing Jolene the handheld mirror so she could see herself. Her long thick twist puffed up the air as her shiny barrettes caught the light through the window. I love it, Grandma, Jolene shouted, swinging her ponytails from left to right, strutting across the family room. Can I go play with my friends now? She said, pointing to the door. Grandma looked out the open screen door and saw 2 little girls smiling, waiting for Jolene. Grandma replied, Yes, baby. Make sure to stay out front. Okay, Grandma. Jolene skipped to the door. Ooh, your hair looks so pretty, one little girl said with an afro. It's so shiny, the other little girl said with short braids. Thanks, replied Jolene. My grandma says I'm a queen. The girls took off running, their long brown legs in the summer heat. Grandma smiled to herself as the southern breeze swished through the house. Thank you. So that's all.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You sure?
I mean, I got a whole book, but I just I can't.
Okay, well, let's ask you then.
Mhm.
Let's ask some questions.
Okay.
Any questions? That was a great piece. So when did that come out?
It came out January, my mom, guys. I think yes, January 14th.
January 14th,
Yes.
2022.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome. You know, I was just, I had memories.
That's what I hope.
Yeah, the hair, you know, was in the 70s.
Oh,
So just
yes.
that conversation.
Yeah.
You know, the process of getting the hair done and the step-by-step process. You know,
Exactly.
that was memories. That was excellent.
Thank
It
you.
felt like a classic novel.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of
Thank
classic
you.
'cause it's, you know, a lot of kids now go to the hairdresser and get their hair done.
Mhm.
Back then, our parents or our grandparents did it.
Yeah.
And aunties.
Yes, that's who did mine. I mean, my dad did mine, right, and then my aunts, because they were always good with hair, and I was extremely tenderheaded when I was small, and I would cry because I thought the crying was gonna make it better, but it never did. But I wanted to look like Alicia Keys, so I stayed there, and I was like, and I just need to sit a little longer because I want the beads because I need it extra pretty so I can swing the way I want to swing, So that brought me back to this, even though I never personally had my grandma. Well, I have had my grandmother do my hair in certain situations, especially when I had to get a pressing curl. She knew how the whip of the wrist with the flat iron, right? So with the hot comb, and so just sitting there and doing that, and even though we don't get all the settings in the story, I was like, just the South and the grandmother and the little girl, just like, why do we need to do this? Why again? Why another day? Like, this is another Sunday and I'm tired, So
That's a very good book. So that book, is it, what age range is that book for?
I would say like maybe like 8th grade and up.
So that's a middle school book.
Yeah.
Kind of middle
Because
school.
the pieces are,
Middle school.
yes, and all I wrote from like little girls to women, so it does vary, but it's all about hair. So the topic is still,
I'm surprised some grown people will read that book.
Yes.
Grown people, they like picture books and
Right.
books that youth read because it brings back memories.
Yes.
Yeah. The storyline is good.
Right. Did you? She wanted.
Another question. I'll take the microphone over here. Let's look like we on Mario Pover stuff. Get back here.
I just love how you didn't say move your hand before I pop you in your head. Because that was my bad.
That's a good one too. Yes.
And they be like, move your hand. Oh, girl. I'll be like, Jesus.
I have that in other parts of the book. Yes. She like, move it this way. What you do?
Exactly. Look straight. Don't you turn your head.
Yeah.
Oh, and Lauren is my best friend, so I did this hair journey.
And you knew me when I had a fro.
My back.
Yep.
And then I saw her, and as being the black beautiful queen she was, I was like, let me shave it. And it gave me so much just relief.
Yeah.
Hair is heavy. Do it, girl, if you want it. I plan on doing it again. I'm doing it for a few years. Like,
It's a great.
yes, Lord. When you wash it, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
The oil on it is
Yes.
so smooth.
Exactly.
I was like, yes. And Lauren had long hair too.
Oh, my afro was huge. Yeah.
Her hair was long.
It was
too.
out.
And when she cut hers, it gave me the joy that I needed to cut mine. And when I did it, it gave me so much just relief. Oh my Atlanta. I'm sorry, because I try not to cuss. So, oh my Atlanta. Yes. And she was supposed to come and cut it, but she didn't. She took too long.
Yes.
What, Lord?
Let's get ready to go. I know.
You need to go. So I shaved it, and then I called it like,
this is it, right?
it's gone.
Like I can't.
And she was like, without me.
It's beautiful.
I'm so sorry. But yes. And now that it's shaved, man, oh man, my kids love it. My husband loves it. It's just, it's a new me.
Yeah.
It gives me a chapter to like be free in, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I feel like hair, it has a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
It has a lot of trauma. It has a lot of heartbreak, a lot of joy. But then when you get to shave it, you get to start all over again. So you're
Right.
like, yay! Oh my Linda. I'm sorry.
Mike, get it together.
Girl, I'm bald.
Yes.
And my
I love
kids
it.
love saying it. Mommy, you bald headed. I'm like, girl, I have more hair in my life than you ever had.
Thank you. Yes. Mm. Yes, please do. I want to hear. Yes. Oh. Yes, that right. Mm. And I wrote a story in here. I forget the name now, but where I was in my grandmother's room and I found a picture of her with dark hair because throughout my whole life she's had blonde hair. And I looked at the picture and I was like, "Grandma, is this me? Like you have a picture of me in your drawer?" And she's like, "No, that's me." And I was like, okay, I need to know this whole story because, like, who is this girl in the photo? And, like, how that conversation of hair kind of connected us. So I really enjoyed writing that short piece as well because I thought that was a story and I wanted to, I kind of got a chance to envision my grandmother, not as my grandmother, but as she was before she became us, a piece of us. So I really enjoyed that.
Well, you have a wonderful haircut.
Thank you.
Don't you just love her haircut? Yes. And so do you, girlfriend.
It's nice.
Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay, so we have any daughters. They're gonna get to that age and say, I can't do it anymore.
That's what I did with you guys.
That's a wonderful book.
Thank you.
Show the book again.
Yes.
Back up a little bit so they can see them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is it this
phone
one?
or their
Oh.
laptop.
Gotta get in the frame too.
Hear Me Now.
Yes.
So they can get the book.
Yes, so it's on Amazon and it is also through my website. It just sends you to the link, but sometimes when people can't find it, it's on my website, laurentatebooks.com. Yes, so that's where you can get it.
How much is it?
$10. $10.
$10.
Yep.
Great book for the middle school girls.
Yes, yes.
Project teachers.
Yes, absolutely.
They can read the book and then dialogue about it and have a little conversation.
So much.
Share their experiences and they can explore their imagination.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Build up some communication skills behind it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's a great book.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Wow. Wasn't that wonderful? We got some comments from our viewers. Let's see what the comments are here. Renee Yancey said, excellent. Awesome. Thank you, Renee, for commenting. Let's go see what other comments. And she said, beautiful. So great. Thanks, Yancey, Renee Yancey for watching us this evening at Detroit Book City's Speakeasy Black History Celebration featuring Detroit poets. All right. That was excellent. Thank you for being here. Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I get intrigued by. I'm a different cat. Really. And as I grow and become more wise, I like to get into soulful things that's gonna, improve you. I mean, just make you a better person, make you see the world and make you explore. And I highly recommend young people. And I'm glad you guys are young, tapped in and tuned into your talent. That's a blessing. Yes, that's a blessing. Thank you. That was Lauren Tate, everybody. Um, thanks so much. So let's move along. Who do we have next? Let's see. Okay, next on the mic, I said, my man, Hank. I said, Hank, come on, Hank. Hank, sing that song. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm on the microphone having a good time. Happy Black History Month, everybody, everybody who's tuned in. Whether you are actively tuning in right now or if you tune in later, happy Black History Month to you. I hope you reflect on Black History Month every day, 365 days a year, not just during the month of February. It's very important. So if you have a home library or would like to build a home library, make sure you come to Detroit Book City to get your books. Okay, we have all kinds of books. We sell all genres. We specialize in African American books. We have history, memoirs, urban fiction, urban romance, um, commentary. We have books on how-to books, how to improve with your profession, just all kinds of books. And over here we have a children's section. We have books for infants through young adults. So if you need to get a book for a baby shower, or if you need to just build up your kids' home libraries, we have some great books here on sale all the time. We sell new, used books, rare books. We're books. Okay? All right. So next on the mic, we have Takea. Takea is the author of Watching Myself Die. All right, give it up in the audience. Oh, woo! All right, Takea. Give me what you got, girl.
Hi, my name is Takea. I just published my first book entitled Watching Myself Die. It was actually published February 14th this year. um, so that book is pretty much my experiences with my emotions as I was growing up and how I got to deal with everything and how it changed me and how I've grown as a person. Um, I've had a few people tell me that they've related to my personal experiences as theirs, and that I, speak so eloquently if I can pat myself on my own back. So unfortunately, I did not bring a copy of my book with me. I was rushing today, but the first piece that I'm going to share is called Acceptance. It is from my book. I remember when a beautiful baby girl was born. She had no hair, light brown skin, and deep chocolate eyes. Her father held her, looked her into her eyes, and said, "You are beautiful." Years go by, and she is running wild with dark kinks and coils, same light brown skin and chocolate eyes. Her father looks at her with all the pride in the world and says, "You are beautiful." She lives in a world knowing that she is beautiful. Soon after, work takes most of her father's time, and she is no longer able to be told that she is beautiful. Instead, she is subjected to the ridicule and told constantly that what is wrong with her. She is too skinny, hair too nappy, and she just isn't beautiful. She's no longer comfortable in her own skin. By 13, everything is changing and new things were brought to light. Her glasses were too big. She only wore gym shoes. She wanted to play basketball. These things made her ugly. There were things that they liked about her. She was told that her long legs and thick hips, nice ass and full lips made her beautiful. But these things never made her feel beautiful. She didn't like the way guys looked at her, and it seemed the more she hated herself, the more they wanted her. She found refuge in weave hairstyles and little amounts of makeup. This made her feel beautiful. By high school, she had developed a new trait that made her ugly: her attitude. It seemed that no one wanted a girl who can stand up and speak for herself, and that was ugly. Then one day, her father looked at his daughter and told her, "You are not beautiful." This broke her heart, but didn't change her view on things. She told herself that it didn't matter what others thought as long as she thought she was beautiful. It only mattered what she thought. And to her, she was beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right. This next piece is called For a Black Girl. I used to hear a lot of phrases growing up that always ended in "for a black girl." And it really made me angry. So I wrote this. Gotta switch hands. Here's one for all those you are beautiful for a black girl, too smart for a black girl, well spoken for a black girl. Here's one for all those you speak like a white girl, wear your hair like a white girl, dress like a white girl. My blackness isn't dependent on your definition. I no longer straighten my hair for the validation of the white gaze. I let my fro live wild and free, defying gravity in its glory. I do not pronounce my words correctly to denounce my blackness and bring me closer to the white standard. I pronounce my words correctly because I refuse to decrease the size of my vocabulary only to increase the chances of me being black. My blackness does not depend on how I wear my hair, how I pronounce my words, the music I choose to listen to. I am black because I can trace my ancestry back to 1963 to the March on Washington. I am black because I can trace my ancestry back to 1865 to the fields of Georgia and the Civil War. I am black because my roots lead me back to the motherland where my ancestors ruled kingdoms. So here's one for all those you are beautiful, black girl, you are smart, black girl, you are strong, black girl. This one is for a black girl. Okay.
That was very powerful.
One more.
Touch deep.
One more.
All right, keep it going.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so
Awesome. Let's keep going.
this one is called Social Justice Poet. Um, don't ask me to be a social justice poet when my hair is the same texture as those who had theirs stolen and used to stuff furniture. When that same hair was forced to be covered and converted because they couldn't achieve such greatness, when they deemed my roots unprofessional, then tried to steal our glory. Don't ask me to be a social justice poet when my skin was light enough to serve them at the table and in their bedroom. The same skin that gets me targeted just for existing in their space. Don't ask me to be a social justice poet when the eloquence of my words would have gotten my ancestors killed, the same vernacular that stuns them whenever they hear me speak. Do not ask me to be a social justice poet when every accomplishment is a protest against the person they tried to paint me to be. Do not ask me to be a social justice poet when my very existence is burning down the box they tried to trap me inside. Do not ask me to subject the love of my life to their hatred when I have given my life to the cause. So please, do not ask me to be a social justice poet.
Amazing. Wow. So, Takea, tell us about your background. All three of those were just so powerful. It was just the rhythm of it. It was your prose. I mean, it was fulfilling.
Thank you.
I felt that. I know poetry, when people do poetry, you're supposed to feel it.
Mhm.
That was well felt. That was excellent.
Yep. So I'm from Detroit, and one of the things that I pride myself on is being able to express my emotion through my poetry. And that is something that I picked up from actually my older sister, who was also a poet. She got me into it. She used to read me her stuff. And I used to sit there like, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to tell my story in a way without me having to sit there and explain the whole thing to you. So I learned how to get creative with my words. And it kind of just started off with me um, just practicing how poetry is written. So I would buy poetry books. I used to get the Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul. And I used to kind of like write it out, and I'm like, okay, so this is kind of how the words flow. And then I kind of started doing my own stuff, and then it evolved into this.
So, what age was that when you started
I was maybe about 12. Um,
That's a popular age to really get into poetry.
yeah, so I'm 23 now, and I'm living my dream. Just published my first book. It's out on Amazon.
And you're an old soul. So you even speak that kind of poetry. I mean, you're only 23. You haven't experienced like that.
Right. And that's something else that people, they're like, I would have never guessed that you were this young. And I'm like, I learned how to tell my story. I tapped into my ancestors, and I used their strength and their pain, and then I bleed it into my own work.
That's what we wanted to hear. You tapped into your ancestors. I talked about that earlier when we opened up the program.
Yes.
That reaching it back into your ancestry, and it really grounds you. It makes you think about Black history every day.
Yep.
You know, the struggle's real, but we can persevere. We have come from resilient race culture.
Yeah,
and
we do.
We're still fighting, you know, for freedom. So, but freedom isn't within, and I feel freedom within you. I see freedom.
Thank you.
And it's an inner thing at the same time. You know, we have to deal with the external world, but the inner world is the more important thing. If we can keep that pathway clear, you know, then we can see more things, help more people, be more resourceful. That was excellent.
Thank you so much.
This is so exciting. Thanks a lot. All right. Very nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
What's the name of your book?
Watching Myself Die.
Oh, shall we tell them how they can get your book?
It's on Amazon.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, I'm playing multiple roles here. Thanks for your patience. Can we have you come right back up real quick, Takaya? Ooh, I did it, didn't I? Takaya, can you come back and let people know how to get your book? Okay. We didn't get to find out how we can get her book, guys. So, all right.
Okay, so the title of my book is Watching Myself Die. It is available on Amazon. It's $25 for a printed copy, and then it's $4 for an ebook.
All right. That's Takaya. I got that, Takaya. Thanks so much. Oh, what a great evening this is turning out to be at Detroit Book City's Speakeasy Black History Celebration. We're excited to who's tuned in with us right now. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. I'm trying to see if our next performer is here. Dominique Henson, is she here? Dominique? Okay, she's not here yet. I think she was scheduled to go on at maybe 7:30. I think we're kind of early. So, would anyone in the audience like to come up and talk about what Black history means to you? We have a few minutes in between before Dominique hits the stage, the platform. Who wants to come on up here and talk to the world? From Detroit Book City, located at 27260 Southfield Road, 2 blocks north of I-696 in Lathrop Village. This is history, guys. This is Black history. Yes, we do it well at Detroit Book City. We host the annual African American Family Book Expo every year. We just had our 6th annual. So we're making history the best way we can, trying to connect to our community, you know, just to give you access to books and give you access to Black voices. We are glad to be here, getting through the pandemic. You know, we're glad to be here. A lot of people lost a lot of people. You know, things are different right now. Let's be honest. I don't want to get into too much commentary, but things are different right now. And it's important that you stay grounded. It's important that you keep your mind clear. You know, mental health is real. see it every day in the news. We've been seeing it every day in the news, and especially among African Americans. So we have to stay grounded. Reach a higher power. Can't do it alone. If you're Baptist, Buddhist, Christian, Catholic, whatever you do to connect to a higher power or spirit, then stay connected to the higher power, because the higher power understands our hearts. We have to stay grounded during these trying times, during the war times, because I feel like we're in war again. So, but it is what it is. Anybody in the listening audience would like to come up? Would you like to come up and say a couple words about what Black history means to you? No? How about you? Would you like to come up and say a few words about what Black... You can talk at the top of your head. Come on, Mom. Come on up here. She got that reading ability and all that poetry emotion from somebody. That come from home. That's a good home life. Talking about the pressing the hair and what can you say to young people? You want to come up and say what you say to young people? How did you raise your daughter? You did a good job. Pops, who's behind you? Would you like to, your husband, would you like to come up and say a few words about what Black history means to you? This is just fun, impromptu. Yes? Okay, no one? All right. Well, we're going to take a 5-minute break, guys. Hang in there. We're going to come back and meet Dominique Henson. Oh, I think we have someone. Great. Let's keep it moving. All right, we're going to turn this down low. All right. Here we go.
Hello. My name is Michael Orlando, and I'm half Mexican and African American. Growing up, I didn't have a lot to do with my Mexican side. I had a lot to do with my African American side, and I love them. I used to have hair down my back, but it's cut now. But as far as like the food and the music and just the congregation, it was the best. My grandparents are no longer here. They passed away. It's been like 3 years now. But they were just the best. Like their food, their songs, their just hugs and embrace were just the best. And like I love that I can be a part of the African American culture. Like I know I'm a little pasty. Forgive me. But yes, and I'm sorry, I don't have hair. I just but my grandma, my grandpa, I love you very much, and everything that you installed in me. We used to sleep outside in the front porch underneath a tree, like we lived in the South, but we weren't from the South, but they were from the South. So like, they had a lot of like just different languages and stuff. And like when they would like cuss you out, it wasn't like really cussing you out. It was just like, I love you, but stop being hard headed. And I'm like, oh, I love you too. Like, I just miss them. And like
So what does Black history mean to you then?
it's everything. Like I said, I'm not a part of like my Spanish side, but like I know that my forefathers, as far as like the African American part, fought for us. I know that as being a light complected African American, I still have to fight for my rights as being, I don't want to say black, but like, people look at me and sometimes and say that you're privileged. I'll never take that privilege. If I gotta fight with my brothers, I'm gonna fight with my brothers. Like I'm not gonna, I'm a jump ship. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna. I love it, and I always wanted to be brown, but I just.
Light skin is good. We're still black.
Girl, I put cocoa butter on my skin. And I laid out in the sun like a cookie sheet. It still didn't work, but.
Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
What's your name again?
Micah.
Micah.
Like the Bible.
Like the Bible. Micah's funny. I like her. We need some humor here. Thank you so much for your comments. Anybody else? Do we have anybody on Facebook that's watching that wants to comment what Black history mean to you? Let's get the audience involved. I think we have a few people watching. Look like we have Anybody watching would like to make some comments about what Black history mean to you? Okay, just wanted to correct the screen here. I apologize. Okay. All right, come on in. We got more guests coming in, guys. Hanging there with us. Hello, hello. You guys are here to watch the poetry night? We're oh. Oh, oh no. So it looked like we had two guests that walked in, two lovely ladies who would want to come up here on the microphone since they came in so happy, full of energy. And we have like a couple minutes on our schedule on our platform. I know she wants to talk to the world and just tell the world what Black history means to her. No? How about you, sister? No? Just a few minutes. Okay, we're gonna let them get. Would you? We're not putting her under pressure. No, not at all. Yes, come on up. We're still recording here, so we're still live here at Detroit Book City. Woohoo! Okay, we have a nice audience here, guys. Somebody has to come up here and talk, right? So we're gonna bring back Lauren Tate, and she's gonna come up here and talk. What are you gonna talk about, Lauren? She's gonna talk about what Black history means. What Black history means first, and then read another excerpt from your book. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Tate.
Hello. Oh, there we go. This. Okay. Well, back up here again. So for the first thing, I guess, Black History Month, what it means to me. First of all, it's an everyday thing. It's not a month. So that's number one. We're Black every day. so it doesn't get less, doesn't get more. But I think what it really means is just being connected to who you are on on just a greater level, a deeper level, just like not even with your ancestors, but just on a spiritual level, at least for me with God. So I'm just understanding what our blackness means, specifically even living in America, because we know it can get really hard. um, Seeing all the images on TV and being in the different environments that we're in and having conversations with other Black folks and even our white peers. Those conversations that we have about just how we show up in the world every day, and that people expect us to be so strong and carry that burden all the time, especially as Black women, taking on everybody's stuff. But just being able to share that in our community and kind of take that burden off a little and say, we are all Black and brown, but we're also here for each other. And I think that just means like a connection and a support team, and just a unity thing that we have together, to know that it's not just your fight in your home, but it's all of our fight. So I think that's what it means to me.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So what kind of advice do you give to elementary kids about Black history?
That's a good question.
How important it is to you?
That's a good question. I don't know if I have the answer, but
what about middle school kids? Since your book is kind of catered toward middle graders.
Yeah. That's a really good question that I haven't thought about. But I think, and I'll look at it this way, maybe what would I say to myself as a middle schooler? Because I don't think I was paying attention like that. So that's number one. I was not paying attention. And I think that the younger you are and you start to understand even a beginning of a concept helps, because those are the people that are are learning about their voice, like in general. We're all learning about our voice in different ways, but when you're elementary, middle school, you're starting to talk, how to do conversation, friends and different things like that. And so when I think you're aware of just your blackness and what it means, then I think you have just a different way of looking at yourself. And I think it's really important because we're targeted when we're our youngest as well. We have to have conversations with our black boys when they're 8, 10, and then with our black girls that get hypersexualized. So you already have to start having hard conversations with them. And if you start talking to them about the positives and just the overall arc of being African American, being black, then you have a better opening than just this is our trauma, this is our pain, but how can you navigate through that with a foundation of joy?
Excellent answer. That's an excellent answer. Very
So best I
good.
could do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. So next time we have middle school girls in here, I'll be calling you.
Oh, okay.
I think it's important to educate Generation Z. Like,
Yeah.
it Black history. It's like we're losing a part of
Yes.
our soul.
Yeah.
It's important that we reach down. And it's really the millennials. They're doing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Generation Z, I think you kind of in between.
Yeah.
Generation X or something.
Somewhere. Mm.
Maybe, no, you're
26, so
you're millennial.
yeah, for sure that, yeah.
Because I'm Generation X, but I'm baby boomer.
Oh.
I'm border, so. But yeah, it's important that we share our knowledge with them early on.
Yeah.
They'll have a better upbringing and.
Yeah.
Send them over here to Detroit Book City.
Yeah.
We have a whole section of books over here for infants,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
young adults.
I like it.
And our stock changes every month, and we get a lot of support from the community.
Yes.
And we're on Oprah's list for Black bookstores. So
oh, nice. Yes, that's good. I love that.
We've been on American Black Journal. We've been on Fox 2 News. We've been on Channel 7.
Wow.
CBS, CW Fox, CW50.
Yes. Okay.
So we're being recognized. Believe it or not, we're small, we're independent, we're intimate, as you can see.
That's the power in that.
From all over
yeah.
Detroit Big City. We're excited. Come in and say we're from Chicago. We got a girls
that's
trip
nice.
That's coming to our space to paint.
Oh wow!
As part of their trip to Detroit, we're one of their drop-offs. One of their hangout spots before they go to the casino or what other destinations. But
yeah,
so this room can be used in multiple ways. And that's the whole purpose of us getting you guys out here today is to introduce you to Detroit Book City. We'll do free things like this and offer wine over here. See the wine?
Oh,
it's delicious. So please feel free to help.
I love that.
Glass of wine, but let's Lauren read from her book again.
Oh, okay. Okay. Huh. Oh.
Okay. You want to talk?
You
Okay.
can talk. Come on.
So in the audience that want to talk about what Black history means.
You want me to read and then you would talk?
Okay. We're going to finish with Lauren Tate. This is a very spontaneous event, so it's fun. We're going to engage you guys, so we can interview, change our minds, and have fun. So Lauren Tate is going to read another excerpt from her book, and it's titled, what's your book again?
Golden Curls. Based off of Granny. So still with the grandmother theme. Okay. Golden curls. Ooh, I have to show you something, my grandmother says to me, happily laying in her queen-size bed. I forgot to show you last time you were here, she says, reaching in the drawer of her nightstand where she always keeps a tall glass of water on top. What is it, Granny? I say, eager to see what it will be. Her light brown hands pull out a black and white picture of a young teenage girl with dark hair standing in front of a small, worn house. Her mid-length hair looks black or dark brown. She is dressed in a simple t-shirt and jeans. Her eyes are looking directly into the camera, directly at me. She is smiling more with her eyes than her mouth. The sun in the photo gleams in the corner. Her hands are clasped together like the intertwining of a prayer. Her hip is poked out and her stance is in a pose. The photo feels like a matte texture under my fingertips. I immediately become engrossed in the photo, its texture, its time, the memory itself. It is like looking in a mirror. It's strange, yet somehow familiar. Granny, is that me? I say, surprised. No, baby, that's me, she says, pointing to herself. I've never seen you with dark hair, I say, taking hold of the picture and looking at it even more closely as if my naked eyes are a magnifying glass. When I look at the photograph, I see the young girl's nose, brown eyes, smile, and hair shifting in the likeness of my grandmother at a younger age. In the photo, she is around my age, somewhere in her 20s. At this moment, I feel we are the same. I am stunned to see my grandmother's face as the young girl in the photo, and it is remarkable how much we look alike. I begin to question how my grandmother's DNA is spilled over into mine, even generations and ages apart, like wine poured into wine. Her blood runs through my veins. Her thick, dark hair becomes my thick, dark hair. This warms me like a blanket in the coldest of nights. Looking at my grandmother now, sitting upright in her bed, I see her as a mirror. Her supple face, kind almond eyes, and a soft golden halo around her head. I asked my grandmother, when did you start to color your hair platinum? I am intrigued and wait for her answer because I have dyed my hair almost every color known to man. My grandmother responds saying, I started to dye my hair platinum blonde in my early 20s, not too soon after this photo. Like any young woman that age, I imagine she felt the spark to do something new, possibly to be innovative. Perhaps after a short time, she thought it was time to strike for a reinvention. I imagine her friends didn't know, certainly not her parents. Maybe they cared, perhaps not. How their daughter painted on a golden crown that permanently removed evidence of their dark hair, how she shifted her identity in a matter of a day. Maybe it was one of the few things she and her family all had in common. Maybe not. How did everyone feel about my grandmother shifting off old skin to take up a new one? I find her brave and daring. To go from dark hair to platinum is not for people who want to hide, nor is it for the indecisive. I find her need for change in me as well. I wonder if she had boyfriends during the transformation. In that photo, I see her as a young lady birthing into a woman. When she stood in front of that dilapidated house, was she planning the transformation all along, making her way into the world as she knew it? A little later, my grandmother says she's colored her hair platinum blonde for so long that her hair began to know nothing else. How funny. The way beauty embodied her, clothed her like a generational cloak. I am in awe of how women take on new identities in the face of naysayers and strangers, bold, daring, and fearless, and rebellious. I smile to myself, knowing my grandmother's spirit rests inside me, even as she still breathes before me. Her 20 something self revisiting me in my shifts and transformations, challenging me to be different versions of myself, ones that I haven't yet met, always someone I'm dying to know, someone who has seen the future, who has had pink and blue hair with many styles of the unimaginable. I am humbled to see and connect with my grandmother as a young girl in the photo, tucked away so neatly in her nightstand. I am proud to experience the woman she became after, a mom to my mother and a grandmother to me. I am honored to know her. People never talk about grandmothers as living, breathing ancestors, how they are walks of memories, history, and culture so close in the family lineage. How marvelous to witness perfection in such great detail, a makeup of bone and flesh that down the line has given birth to us all.
Wow. Such a great story.
Thank you.
That was such a great story. And I say that because we have a lot of teachers that come to this store, and they're always looking for books for middle schoolers. And we talk about black hair care and black hair. that's a conversation by itself. I could just relate to that book. I could relate to the pressing comb and oh gosh and ouch and is it almost over and but let me tell you something. When we got done with that process, my hair was fried, dyed, and laid up sad. Okay, the nice ponytail on the top with the curls and but the woolly hair. I like my woolly hair still. I only have a little because I did what they did. Remember, I told you guys I cut it off too. Age 25, 26, I cut the hair off. My brother cut it. He was 13 years old. And now he owns a barbershop in Farmington right now. So he cut my hair when he was 13 years old. So he told me, why am I cutting your hair? And yes, you are cutting my hair. So would anybody else like wine? We have wine over here. See, you guys are not here. You're missing out on the wine. Detroit Wood City has free wine tonight. So yes, this is our first event. If you're just tuning in, thank you for tuning in to Detroit Book City's Speakeasy. We're honoring Black History Month. We're just reflecting, on what it means to us in our hearts and our minds and our souls and our spirits. We live it every day. We can't help but live it every day. We're in the news every day. I mean, we're going through some strange times right now. Let's be real. Let's be honest. It's a strange season, but we're grounded. And that's why we're hosting this event, because we want people to come out a little bit. Yes, the pandemic is still here. I'm going to help everybody out and spray some Lysol so we can protect each other. And please don't be offended. I said protect us. That's the key word. Us. We're not doing this. Society, people are doing this to us. We're not doing it. We're just protecting ourselves, So it's gonna float with the fan. God has all of us under his care. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. All right, so look like Domini's here. Yay, she's here, guys. Our next performer is here. It looked like we have about a couple minutes. So does anybody in the audience, we had one other person that wanted to speak before Dominique hits the stage here, our platform at Detroit Book City. She wanted to say a few words about what Black history means to you. Yes. All right. So what is your name, love? Ming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ming to the stage. Watch your step, Ming.
Janice. Thank you, Janice. So, hello, everybody. I am Ming, and what I want to say about Black History Month is sort of like echo what Lauren said. It's not just a month, it's every day for us. And it's every day for us. I was trying to kind of keep it down. I don't know, Did you spray the numbers? So Black History Month to me is just about a resilient people. There's a saying that says, if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. And I had a dad that would say, you know what? We need to chronicle where we come from, because a lot of other people do, and we don't. And that is because of, the start of us. And I'm reminded of the Holocaust, how they repeat that to their children. They repeat that and they repeat that. No, they repeat that and they repeat that. And they repeat it because it gives them strength. It gives the generations coming along strength. And so our story, as hard as it may be for some, and as much as some would like to forget it because it was horrible, we need to repeat that story. We need to tell that story so that these younger people coming up, Generation X, Z, and all of those coming after us, can know that you come from a strong people, that that those stories build strength, and they give you the integrity, the character, and the strength that you need to succeed. Also, I'd like to share, and you know what I want to say, this is like a really nice, cute little place. I love this place. Detroit Book City. I love it. I'm a reader, and I didn't know you were here. I'm reminded of a cute little bookstore in Lamert Park in LA. It was just, I love to go there and read and look at the books and the different things. This is like a little gem right here, a little hidden treasure.
Did you guys hear that?
A little hidden,
YouTube?
yes, a little hidden treasure.
Treasure. They got a bunch of gems in here.
Yes, I love it. I'm also the program director of a nonprofit organization called We Rule, and what we do is we help to heal young girls that have been sexually abused, raped, or have been in broken relationships. We have a curriculum for them, and so I would love, and the director, come up, Carol. The director of We Rule. Come on, Carol. That yeah, and when I tell you this is yes, this is Dr. Carol Van Dyke, and she came up, she founded this foundation or this nonprofit and came up with this wonderful healing curriculum for these girls that need it. And so we want to bring them here. And she's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
Awesome.
So it's such a good program.
I am Dr. Carol Van Dyke, and I am part of the founder, along with my niece, who helped build the curriculum, We Rule. And like Ming said, We Rule is a transformative program helping to heal 7th through 12th grade girls who have had experiences in sexual abuse, rape, and broken relationships, how to heal through the use of the arts. So we're talking about poetry, we're talking about film, we're talking about a lot of the artistic modalities to help the girls heal. And our goal is really to help young women have stronger confidence, awareness, and to be able to stand firm in their purpose. So we are currently in the school system, and we're hoping that we can transform through the God. God is helping to heal young women. So I'm excited about that.
That's awesome. So the school system, Detroit Public School System?
No, Southville. We have an opportunity. Yeah, we're looking to go into it. So right now we're just implementing a pilot program.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
That's close to our bookstore. You're right.
Yes. Yeah.
And your program, the nonprofit, has been around for how long?
It was established in 2018.
2018.
Mhm.
Babies,
Yeah.
We're coming
It
on
looks like we
strong.
have some strong leaders behind it. That's all it takes. You
Yes.
can jumpstart in a day if you put your mind to it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
So I'm
Glad
excited.
You guys came tonight then.
Yes. Yes.
So
And
while you're standing there, why don't you tell us what Black History means to you too?
I'm not really good with impromptu talking. And I think Lauren and Ming said enough about what Black History means.
No, but really, thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
that information. As we need to talk, this is a meeting spot.
Yes.
You guys can possibly meet some girls in the area.
Yes.
We are the community bookstore, and that's why we're hosting this event, so people will know about us and what we provide and the resources we have here. So, anybody else want to come up and announce before we get to our next performer?
Anybody else?
Okay, we have another speaker.
Yeah.
Mr.
Daryl.
Daryl Tate. Daryl Tate is my name.
Here comes Mr. Daryl Tate, you guys.
Thank you. Actually, Lauren Tate is my daughter. Yes. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, and what's well, I'm not going to talk about what Black history means to me. Of course, as a Black man, it means nothing but everything. But what sparked me to come up was Micah, and she said something earlier that I had studied actually. So it's a little known Black history fact, and it was something that I had been studying, reading because I like to read history and stuff, and especially Black history. And she had mentioned she identified it as um, African American and Mexican. Okay, so this little known history fact is actually about Afro Mexicans. I don't know if you even know that exists. A lot of people don't. Afro Mexicans are also known as Black Mexicans, Mexicans who have heritage from sub Saharan Africa and identify as such. As a single population, Afro Mexicans include individuals descended from both free and enslaved Black Africans who arrived to Mexico during the colonial era, and well as post independence migrants. Okay. I also want to just read this real quick for you. Because this just happened recently, maybe 6 years ago. I think it was 2015. And let me see if I can find this real quick. So in Mexico in 2015, the Mexican government conducted an intern census that incorporated African descendants into the categories of race and ethnicity, which had not been done since 1830. Citizens had the opportunity to self identify, and almost 2 million people identify as African descendants in Mexico. So, just a little known Black history fact. So,
Okay, it looked like we're learning a lot today here at Detroit Book City's Speakeasy. Okay, we have one more person that's going to come up and give us a comment about what Black history means to her and any other thing that she wants to say on her heart tonight, because this is a celebration at Detroit Book City. If you're just tuning in, we are here celebrating our Speakeasy, and we are honoring Black History Month. So we have some Detroit poets that have already spoken. So you have to rewatch the recording, because we're going to put this up tomorrow and you can rewatch it and gain all this information. All right. So next to the mic is who? Marion Tate. The Tates are in the house, guys. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Marion Tate.
Oh, good evening, everybody. So I yielded under the pressure. I mean, after my daughter, and then my sister, and then my husband, and then friend of the family, and then my adopted daughter back there. So I'm like, okay, it's my turn. So what Black History Month means to me, and I think I'll talk about it from an educator's perspective, because I am an educator, and that's what I'm called to do. And having taught middle school and a little bit of elementary, high school, and also college courses as well, I just believe that it's really important to avail of this opportunity, one whole month in the year, to really promote uh, knowledge and uh, information about our culture, our history, and it's a way to we don't have to make up an excuse. It's a time period that has been uh, identified for us to share with others our history and to bring about um, facts and knowledge that has been buried for so long. And I believe we all have a responsibility to talk about our history, and not just the sad parts and the bad parts, although those definitely need to be told. But I think it needs to be told in balance with all the great things that we've done as well, and the impact that the good and the bad has had upon our community, and not just our community, but other communities as well. And so I just really believe that being in a place where in this bookstore, this Detroit Book City, filled with resources. And so I think this is just a gold mine for teachers. I'm an educator, and so a lot of times it takes so much time to find resources and for our children in the city and trying to teach them and everything. But I think that educators especially need to be very intentional about selecting literature that represents our children. That is so important, because if we don't see ourselves in the picture, then we can't imagine. And so right now we have generations out here that are imagining themselves as other people and things that are unbecoming of us. And so we need this literature. We need to see ourselves imprinted and in video and books and in print, so that we can stir up the imaginations of what we can do and what our children can do. And parents have a responsibility to talk to their children and not just make demands and tell give commands, but to have conversations. And even though you may not like what your child has to say, you may not like what they have to say, but it's so important to listen. It's so important to listen to your child, because you don't know what they don't understand, and they're just trying to communicate. They don't have all the words, the fancy words to say it. And so if we just pause and listen and take an opportunity to share, you know, about parents share about their lives, teachers share about their lives in the context of what it means to be Black living in America and the experiences that we have. And so I think all of these, this context of Black History Month and the use of resources and the use of our experiences as Black people living in America, all that needs to come together, and we need to avail of these things to help our young people to understand and navigate the context in which we live. So that's what I just want to say, and thank you very much.
Lauren, I know where you come from now. Do you guys see where Lauren Tate comes from? Enough said. That's why her book is so thorough. The book just flows with conversation. The narrative is just so clear and precise and great words, and it will help a middle schooler build up their vocabulary easily by reading her middle school book. I think we're going to have to buy a couple of wholesale books from you and put them in our young adult teen section. Honestly, I really love that book. I like book about hair. I think it's important in the Black culture. That's a very important part of a woman's life in the Black culture. It's our hair to this day, because I have every style wig you can think of in my closet and hat, and I have my short hair and I'll color it a different color. And if your hair ain't done, you ain't done. You got anybody watch a scene back in the day? We used to watch a dance program called The Scene. The first thing they said, if your hair ain't done, you ain't done. It's the truth. Our hair means a lot. And I spend so much money on my youngest daughter. She's 18 now. I have a 35-year-old daughter, and I have an 18-year-old daughter. And the 18-year-old, oh my God, that was a budget for the hair. Ooh, I'm so glad she has her own job now. Now she don't go get her hair done at the shop. Now she got her own job. Now she does it herself. But hair is very important. That's such a great book, and we're going to talk about that. So let's keep moving along with the program here. If you're just tuning in, we are at Detroit Book City in Lathrop Village. We are celebrating Black History Month. This is a speakeasy. We had a couple people who already performed. And if you missed it, no worries. We're going to put this up tomorrow. You guys can watch it at your spare time. Get your glass of wine and enjoy the entertainment and the knowledge that you'll learn right here at Detroit Book City. So we are going to introduce our next and our last performer. Her name is Dominique Henson, and she is an author as well. And the title of her book is Journey to Self-Love, Poems of Pain, Growth, and Healing. I don't know if she bought her book with her. All right, listening audience is loving her already. So hopefully she bought her book with her. If not, she will let you know how to get her book, right? All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Dominique Henson.
Hello. Energy is so good in here. I watched being so good in here.
So, can you all hear me? Do I need? Can you? My deepest. Okay, here we go. So this first piece. Okay. This piece here is entitled Unity. You, formed from dirt and clay, in night moon shines on your melanin. I wonder why they mock our wide noses and try to whitewash our Moses. Tea, thick as leaves, are your locks. Why must we keep marching and yelling? Free us from shackles long ago rusted with the color copper tears of my ancestors. Free us from the under the bed monster and in the closet fears. It's not a physical villain, but it's been running amok for years. Hate. H, hero with a hidden agenda. A, anti-love, anti-unity. T, thick tension. E, everybody loses. Unity is the only solution, way overdue for revolution. You and I together yelling, free us, free us. Bird fly from cage into the clouds of a free day. And that's that piece. Thank you. Thank you. So before I do my second piece, I am Dami. You can find me on Facebook, Love Dami, Instagram, Love Dami _poet. I am the author of that book she talked about, and it can be purchased on Amazon. Type right in Dominique Henson, Journey to Self-Love. It'll pop right up. And here's this entitled, Hey, Sister Girl. So it's Black history for me because there's a narrative that we can't get along, right? And I refuse to believe it. So this is my dedication to my sister girls. I be so excited. Yes, I be, because AAVE is a thing. So excited when I see my friends becoming friends. That means I'm surrounding myself with like-minded, genuine women. Let me say it again. I be so grateful. Yes, I be, because AAVE is a thing. So grateful when my sisters break barriers, root for each other, and crash through ceilings, they would have us be down. You know, the ism gang, got racism leading the pack, sexism running amok, and of course, classism. This gang got the world in a chokehold, but the love of my sisters be victorious. I can breathe with my sisters. We can sit like Suzanne, Bernadine, Robin, and Gloria and feel our feelings. We can exhale in love, releasing the emotional grime of the day that builds up like cobwebs in the corners of our hearts and minds. But my sisters, we take it one day at a time. A toast to the love of sisterhood, giving each other grace as we flow in and out of season, shifting, growing, learning, falling, loving, aligning. We ain't throwing no shade disguised as a ha-ha, because we be women enough to embrace and embody transparency. Aha. Like the tree in life of our wombs, we nurture each other's wounds, fixing my sister's crown with no desire to be seen by the crowd. Feminine, motherly, auntie kind of love. The world would have us believe we can't get along, but me, I'ma stay singing this sisterhood song. I'm glad I got my girls. Weaves, box braids, and locks, fishnets, or pom-pom socks, or Jordan on their feet, stilettos, pumps, ghetto fabulous nails. The ever so Black woman did that details. We ain't trying to fit in. There is no box for us. The circle, the soul tribe, the blueprints. Gymnasts, poets, influencers, singers, beauticians, chefs, MUAs, creators, entrepreneurs, mamas, doctors, students, wives, spiritualists, and pastors, so much more in between. So when you look at my team, baby, it's filled with greatness, topped off with beauty and served on a delicate tray of love from the motherland, spread all over the earth. We are the nurturers, the dreamers, the executors, the lovers, the homemakers. We find home in each other because they be my girlfriends. I pray for y'all deep, deep. Hey, sister girl, I need you. I'm here for you. I love you. I got you. Love, Dami. Thank you so very much for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you okay?
Was at our speakeasy back in 2019.
Yes.
When we were located on Greenfield Road. This is our 5th year in business, so we're not brand new, but we're still new. And she did a phenomenal job then.
Thank you.
I see you just really have grown.
Thank you so much. Yes.
I love your rhythm and your flow.
Thank
and
you.
The message. I love the girlfriend.
Yeah, I love my girls. I'm a strong believer that sisterhood in general, but for Black women, because due to chattel slavery, we were pinned against each other, colorism, hair, the men, the massa and the misses and all of that. We were pinned each other against each other, but now it's time to undo the shackles. We are more than our weaves, we more than our lashes, more than what you got on. I don't care about that. I care about your heart. And so being a Black mother of 2 mixed little girls is a little bit different, but I aspire to inspire them for better. We're not doing the mean girl. I was once a mean girl. We ain't doing the mean girl. We're not doing the fat skinny. Nah, we human. And I just try to really teach them our history. They have 2 histories, but our history, we Black. And we're going to say it loud and proud wherever we go. So then,
Absolutely. So you are a poet, but you are also an author.
Yes, I am.
Right?
Yes.
So tell us about your book.
So my book,
when did you publish it, and who is it for?
I published it in 2020, right before this nasty pandemic. Okay, I released it on my 29th birthday, January 19th. It is entitled "Journey to Self-Love: Poems of Healing, Growth, and Love." And it talks about life lessons for Black women, molestation, like she talked about their foundation, molestation, rape. I am a survivor of both, and I'm a proud survivor because I'm still here. It talks about the colorism. I have a poem about when we start our cycles and our mama go blabbing all our business and how we ain't doing that no more. I'm grateful I didn't have a mom like that, but it's a Black mama thing. And it talks about healing wounds of trying to get somebody to love you when you got to love you first. It talks about our relationship with God. Father, Mother, God is the number one source for me. And it talks about things that Black girls, middle school now, because the high school is middle school, talks about middle school all the way up to people in their 70s. There's a poem in there for everybody to glean and learn something. There's a poem in there dedicated to my brothers, Tears of a Black Man. That's the one I performed in 2019. And like I said, sure. Yeah, sure. This one was inspired by my uncle. He was like my father. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now y'all can bear with me. I haven't performed this one in a long time, but I will.
That you're here and you can share your words with us tonight.
Okay, let's see.
We have to reflect. We have to do Black history 365 days a year, not just during Black History Month. You'll find that we'll continue that trend here at Detroit.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here's this one. Tears of a Black Man. Have you ever heard a Black man cry? Have you witnessed tears fall from his weary eyes onto his Black face? I have. And it's the most beautiful, heartbreaking scene ever. It tugs at your heartstrings and plays sympathy's violin. A Black man crying is worse than Mufasa dying. A Black man crying is as beautiful as a baby's first breath. It seems as if his tears waters the ground and makes room for flowers too. A Black man's cry is stronger than the Black Lives Matter movement, and that's a movement with the strength of 10,000 men. So you can imagine that a Black man's cry is needed. He's told to be strong, provide, and never cry. But I'd submit that the tears of a Black man are heaven sent. They are like the unicorn tears, precious and rare. So very rare that most times we overlook them. His cry means pain has gotten thick and too heavy to bear. Sometimes we seem like we don't care. However, society would argue that Black brothers feel no pain, but how can they not? Stolen from home, off to a foreign land, stripped of his masculinity, beaten, killed, mocked, over and over again. Emasculated in front of his children and wife, Yeah, I think every black man needs a good cry. Tease, cause his daddy's gone, and he's left to be the man, pick up the pieces, no longer a boy, but a broken man. Trying to fit in when this world tells you to. So you search aimlessly for a seat on the bus of happiness, only to be ejected by the system never meant to work for you. The most talented beings on the face of this earth. You can run faster than any, shoot balls with precision. You're strong as oxen and smart enough to teach the village. Your lyrics embody the very essence of beauty. My black men, you are the very foundation of this. Your seed is stronger than any other, populating the land with your sought after DNA. They try to be, move, and breathe like you. You are the very best piece of the pie. My black men, it's okay to cry. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't take away your authority. Your tears are like stars in the black sky. Black men, your nights are ending soon. I feel the sun breaking through for you because I believe in you. I've heard a black man cry and it changed my life. His tears are collectibles. They're infused with power, strength, sadness, and the will of an African warrior. My black men, please don't forget that we love you. We're here to wipe the tears and be your helpmeet. That you cry when no one sings. We're going to wipe those. Have you ever heard a black man cry? I have. And it's the most beautiful, heartbreaking scene ever. And that's that piece. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. These poems, thank you. They can be found on my Facebook, Love, comma Dami. They're pretty much all there. I took a break off. Sometimes you have to cut off the world to find you. And so I'm back home to me. This is like my fifth show this year, which is big for me because I wasn't doing anything. So I'm back posting again. So you can look on my Facebook or my Instagram to let my voice guide you on a journey of poetic storytelling. And thank you so very much for having me. Yes. Yeah, Dami. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. When I took that wonderful poetry, it took me back to the King days. I don't know why I went to the King days when he was in Memphis fighting for the black man, fighting for the garbage men, and how when he got there, that's when they took him out. I was born by the river. That song, all that went through my head. And I think it's because I'm in this bookstore now, and being a bookstore owner, you have access to so many books. We have a subscription to Publisher Weekly, so every week we get this magazine with all the books that's coming up. A couple months out, but every single week this magazine is filled with books. And what I'm happy about is it's more African American books in it now, and I kind of flip through it and I look for all books that are written by or about African Americans, and I try to put them up on our affiliate bookstore called Book Shop. If you go to our website and you go to shop books on our book site and you don't see what you're looking for, if you type something in the search box, it transfer you or links you to Book Shop, and they are a partner with indie bookstores across the country. And what they do is they give us 30% of sales. So anytime that somebody shops on that site, we get 30%. So it helps keeps us afloat. It sustains us as a bookstore, and we're ever grateful for them. And they've been around for, I guess it's their second year we're going into, and they already have $20 million raised. Yeah, and it happened around the George Floyd when the pandemic hit. This is when they really came out. And I know many authors are selling their books on Amazon, so I'm not discrediting you that for that. But you have to do what you have to do to get your book started. But make sure you try to get them in the indie bookstores, and try to work with us. And Ingram, I had to turn people on to Ingram Spark. So if you're selling on Amazon, look up Ingram Spark and see if you can get your books on Ingram, so the independent authors, the black bookstores across the country, will have access to your book. Because that's not the first place. We're not going to go to Amazon and look for your book. We'll look on Ingram, and Ingram is the main warehouse. That's where Amazon get their books from, is Ingram. So I just share something with you guys. So Ingram Spark. That's yeah, Ingram Spark. That way I can look on there and I can order your books right from Ingram. Ingram. Ingram Spark. So look that up and try to get your books with them. And that way, it's 128 of us independent Black bookstores across the country, and they can see it. You can say, hey, check out my book, and see if they'll carry it in their stores. So just a little tidbit, that's what get a little knowledge here at Detroit Book Sale. We call it the magical knowledge room. That's what we call it. See the magic? Magic's in the light, and the light is what by the stars, and that's the way home. I'm being a little silly. So this is such a wonderful. Did you guys enjoy yourself?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. We're so excited. This is our first event at Detroit Book City. We've been here since January 5th. For those who just walked in, January 5th, this is our new location. We shut down. We opened up December 2017 on Greenfield inside the Stratford building was where we were located. And then when the pandemic hit, April 2020, we shut down and we put all our stuff in storage. I knew we were coming back, but what happened was we were blessed in between with bookshop. Bookshop.org. Blessed us in between. We joined them, and there were people all over the country ordering from Bookshop, and they still do to this day. So if they started ordering in there, they still do. So we still get paid sometimes in our sleep just to keep our store open. So it helps us out a lot. Then we got Libro FM for audiobooks. So make sure everybody get a bookmark for audiobooks. Libro FM is our partner, and we get 20% sales with them when you order audiobooks, and it's a free membership. And they also let you listen to early releases as an audio, like the first 10, 15 minutes, so they can see if it's something you want. And then Bookshop, their books are usually like 10% off. I'm gonna be honest. They don't do the Amazon where they take all this, all these, they just don't. They're trying to support us. So you do pay more closer to the regular rate, but it is like 10% off all books. And they ship out the next day. You're going to get it real pretty quick in Michigan. So make sure you guys support us online. And if you go to Amazon and shop, stop going to Amazon. Go to Bookshop and look for Detroit Book City, / Book City. Sign up Detroit Book City as your bookstore, and then you're supporting us. Okay, so I want to throw that. Instagram, Detroit Book City. Facebook, Detroit Book City. LinkedIn, Detroit Book City. Twitter, Detroit Book City. We're on everything. Google Biz, Detroit Book City. YouTube, Detroit Book City. Oh, yes, we are on all social medias because we're serious about connecting the Black community to African American books. Look up there. Who do you see? Aretha, Tupac, Mike Epps. I mean, on the memoir autobiography side, and then it's all kinds of books here. So that's why we did this event. We need to host free events periodically and offer wine. There's more bottles. So that you guys can come in and see what we have. And then we can connect and we can network and collaborate, and keep the movement going to keep us on the map. I want to keep it real. Yes. Yes. We come up right quick. We rule.org.com. We rule.org, and we rule on Instagram, and that's the nonprofit organization that help young girls. So please check them out. We're doing a shout out right now. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any more comments? It looks like we have about 11 minutes left before we are officially cut off from this recording. If you don't know, and if you just tuned in, you're watching Detroit Book City's Black History Month celebration. And we've had some beautiful people come up here tonight and just share what's on their hearts, share their poetry, share their rhythm, their rhyme, their soul. As it relates to Black history. I know we can do it. For those of you who got here late, I'm going to read what Black history means to me. Okay? How about that? So you came in a little bit late. And I'm going to take a real quick second. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. I needed to take Dominique's name off. This is all new to me. Okay. So I'm going to read to you guys what Black history means to me. Okay. I'm not a poet. I'm not an author. I'm a businesswoman. And I own Detroit Book City. Black history is a time of reflection to recognize and honor those who paved the way for me. There is a culmination of monumental achievements that's been hidden. May this month of reflection reveal more of these achievements and remind us of how beautiful Black culture is and how our past helped shape our present and our future. Black History Month is a time which re-energizes my feelings and my attitude year in and year out, all day long at this age. It has become a way of life for me. Reading and hearing about the struggles and successes of those who have gone before me sustains me to continually work to make my life and other lives more meaningful and productive. The movements, the inventions, the untold stories. Black History Month should remind us as a people to make even greater volumes of contribution to society and our community as a whole. It reminds us to have a greater appreciation for the struggle inherited. This month should remind us to salute the contributions, efforts, and selfless service our ancestors bestowed upon us. And so all year long, all year round, I applaud their excellence and celebrate their legacies. That's what Black history means to me. Yes, I'm a little silly. All right, well, thank you guys. This has been wonderful. It looked like we still have about 7 minutes before we wrap up our Black History Speakeasy, celebrating a moment where I'll just say this is going down in history, what we're doing right now, you know. Did I hear somebody want to sing? We have a dynamic audience here. Guys. So we're going to take the last few minutes out and just go through the audience right quick and just take the microphone because they're going to cut us off Facebook and YouTube. This is being recorded on. So if you guys want to watch it again, I'll probably put it up tonight. Okay. As soon as it clears out, we'll put it up tonight. You can watch it again. But I have to let everybody in the world know at Detroit Book City and who our audience is tonight. So hold on. We're going to walk around, so I hope they can hear us. All right, so we're going to walk around to our audience real quick, and they are going to say one word for Black History Month. We have 5 minutes. Can we do it? All right, let me see if I get the camera right here. This is our first time wearing this camera, so I'm going to give you the microphone.
Community. Knowledge.
And peace. All right, you guys. We thank you for coming out. We thank everybody behind us for coming out. As you can see the crowd behind us. This is Detroit Book City reporting live at 27260 Southfield Road in Lathrop Village. We are 2 blocks north of I-96. Make sure you visit us. We're here Tuesday through Friday from 12 to 5, and we're here on Saturdays from 11 to 5. So make your way over, pull up, and come get some books for you and your family. And you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm going to go ahead and go network with some of these people in the audience. So peace out, love, stay safe, and happy Black History Month. All right.
I'm gonna come bring my girl.
You are fast.
Yeah, I'm like I had a baby.
I know, but you are doing so.
Thank you.
Oh my God, everything is good. Yeah. We should start doing go to some national stuff like we keep it on.
Everybody keeps saying that. I need to go ahead and go to the slam. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
to
know.
the slam.
Yeah.
You're the best sister.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
very
coming
much.
out.
I'll be back.
Well, let me get
too.
your picture.
Okay.
She said she was hungry too. Oh, I know.